Lukas Podolski is Germany's football legend. Not every player gets to win a World Cup, play 130 times and score 49 goals for their nation. Right now, Lukas is playing in Poland for Górnik Zabrze, his boyhood club. Alongside playing for them, he's also a coach, director of football, scout, marketer, social media manager, basically everything. It shows one thing though, Lukas is quickly approaching the end of his career and even stated that as of right now, the current season is the last one for him. This got me thinking. See, Lukas has won quite a lot in his career, but could he go for even more? Especially since his stints in Bayern, Arsenal or Inter could be much better. This is why I turned back the clock and put 16-year-old Lukas back in FC Koln. Then I simulated into the future and saw how Lukas's career has progressed. Of course, I reduced the current ability of Lukas down to 90 out of 200 from the original 110, but at least increase the potential ability to 170, so we can see Lukas back in his prime at some point. I also gave a chance for Lukas to do what he wanted to do in real life, but got no response from the Polish FA. I gave him a choice between representing Germany or Poland. Coming into the pitch, in his first season, Lukas did not start a single game in the first team, playing for FC Koln's Zweite in the Regional Liga instead, the fourth year of German football. Fourth is also the place where FC Koln's first team finished in the second Bundesliga, missing out on winning this division by 3 points. But the big change happened at near instant. Lukas has chosen his national team and it will most likely be Poland, as Lukas won 2 caps for Poland's U21s. He's also on the shortlist of top European teams, and if Koln staying in the second tier, are we about to see a huge move? No, but there is a change anyway. Lukas got a debut in the first team and starts to settle in there. His 4 goals, 3 of them being scored in the last 4 match days, helped FC Koln get promoted by a fair margin in second place. Lukas becomes more and more important in the team, and the question is, have you even subscribed to the channel? And the real question is, how much can he help FC in the top tier? Well, not by much. Lukas was a substitute in season 3 and only scored 1 goal, in a 2-1 loss against Borussia Dortmund. The lack of games made him placed on a shortlist for a bunch of clubs in Germany and England for a loan. But this was enough for Michał Probierz to call Podolski up and give him a debut in a 3-0 win against Kazakhstan, and a second cup, 1-0 loss against Germany. Koln finished 12th in their first season back at the top flight, but our focus now switches to the 2026 World Cup, in which a win against Saudi Arabia was not enough, with a tight loss against eventual winners Argentina and a huge defeat against Spain. Lukas was not even called up. Instead, he was busy scoring goals against Portugal and Cyprus in the U21 friendlies. A change happened in season 4 though. Michał Probierz was replaced by Quique Sanchez Flores in the Polish national team, and the Spaniard made Lukas an important part of the squad. Podolski now has 9 caps and 7 goals, which helped Poland win their Nations League group and get promoted to the tournament's elite. What might have helped is a loan move to Hamburg, who returned to the second Bundesliga after just a year in the top flight. In their fight to return, the club finished 3rd, having to play a playoff against Kaiserslautern. Lukas got injured in the second leg and could not help in a game that ended with a loss, bottling another promotion. Fiago isn't gonna like this one. Upon his return to Koln, Podolski was selected to be a captain. He returned to the starting 11, but all he could help in is staying up on goal difference. Good news, Lukas is now a starting striker for the Polish national team and got the chance to play in the Euro 2028, to which Poland qualified just behind Germany in their group. But in the group stage of the proper tournament, all Poland could do was draw against Georgia, as against France, Lukas dropped a total blunder. In the Nations League in season 6, Lukas helped Poland just avoid relegation from the top tier. He is also now a star for both Poland and FC Koln, which finished 12th in the Bundesliga. Lukas scored 13 goals to help them stay up safely. Poldi didn't stop there. How about 21 goals in a single season, which made him a top scorer of the entire league? Even with that, Koln nearly got relegated and only escaped the drop in the relegation playoff. Poland also didn't do well. Finishing second in the World Cup qualifying group was not enough to even get to playoffs, despite Lukas scoring 5 goals. In season 8, Lukas scored 7 goals, but is unhappy in the club and wants to move on somewhere else, probably to a Premier League side. Understandably so, with Koln finishing rock bottom in the Bundesliga, unlike Poland, where Podolski failed to score, but the team stayed in Nations League A anyway. It could be down to Podolski suffering 2 major injuries throughout the season. So, where does Lukas go next? He seems to be staying. Despite asking to leave and interest from Premier League sides, no move happened on the deadline day, confirming Lukas as a part of FC Koln in the second Bundesliga. And he not only became the league's top scorer and the best player, but also won the second Bundesliga with the club, which is the first ever trophy for Poldi, who is now considered an elite striker, if only Poland qualified for Euro 2032. Lukas's goal in the playoff final against Turkey was not enough, as the Poles lost in extra time. Poland also failed to qualify for the 2034 World Cup and was relegated in the Nations League. Just wanted to clarify that already. Lukas scored 17 goals in the return to the top flight of German football. It was half of Köln's total goal count, which is probably why the Billy Goats finished 15th. Lukas added 17 more goals for FC Koln in season 11, making him the third best goal scorer in the league. And this time, his teammates actually were helpful, as Köln finished 9th in the Bundesliga, the highest in this experiment so far. Turns out, our man is incredibly consistent. He again scored 17 goals in the league, becoming a joint second top scorer this time, and didn't lead to much though. Because Lukas never left Köln, he can only finish 14th with the team in the league. But why am I never mentioning the DFB Pokal? That's because Köln doesn't do much there, reaching quarterfinals at best. And with 15 goals and another mid-table finish in the league in season 13, there's a chance for another breakthrough. Lukas revealed that he wants to play in the Champions League, so we're going back to the airport and watching where our man goes next. But first, the national team, which stayed up in the Nations League and qualified for Euro 2036. The Poles landed in Group B, where they encountered Germany, Scotland and Ukraine. They may have finished third, but they still qualified to the knockout stages. Lukas scoring a brace against Germany was crucial in this one. In the round of 16, Podolski led a miraculous comeback against France, scoring a brace and knocking the French out on penalties, setting up a quarterfinal against Spain in Nottingham. And a goalkeeping error from Miguel Mendes-Dudzinski led to a lone goal from a Nugent centre-back called Jose Ruiz Sanchez, knocking Poland out. It was a great run after all, but now in the airport, we're learning that Podolski is staying yet again. I'm bored of this saga at this point, which probably is the reason Lukas doesn't score as much, putting the ball in the back of the net 10 times only in season 14. He still wants to leave, spoiler alert, he did not, and I don't get it, as Köln stayed up on penalties against Union Berlin in the playoff. The side from the capital missed 4 of them in the shootout. Season 15 brings us another chance for Lukas to leave. He is shortlisted by Liverpool, Milan and Roma, as Köln stayed up by a single point. Is he finally going to leave? He is! At the age of 32, Lukas left Köln for AS Roma for a huge 55 million euros fee and signed a 1-year deal. It probably was helped by Poland's World Cup performance. The Poles finished their group in third, but still qualified for the knockouts. In the second round, they dominated Denmark with a 4-1 result, and only lost out to Brazil on penalties in the round of 16, with probably the greatest what if of this video. What if Podolski scored this penalty in the 87th minute, when there was a 1-1 draw? On the club scene, Lukas will play in European competitions for the first time in his career, and it will be the Champions League. Roma finished 7th in the league phase, advancing straight to the round of 16, in which they made it past Newcastle United. Bayern Munich made it tough in the quarters, but Roma still advanced, and beat Arsenal 2-1 on aggregate in the semis. Lukas can win Europe's most prestigious trophy on his first attempt. The last hurdle is Manchester City. Despite taking the lead in the first half, the citizens made this final a heartbreak for Italian fans, winning 3-1 at the end. In the domestic competitions, it was no different. Roma missed out on a league title by 4 points and lost out to Bologna of all teams in the Coppa Italia final. But in season 17, there was another chance. Roma finished third in the league, losing only 3 points to the title winners Napoli. But the Champions League would see another great campaign. Roma was third again, this time in a league phase. Then they got past AC Milan in the round of 16, and against Bayern, a 93rd minute goal from a Nugent Eduardo Tamoyo gave an insane win for Giallorossi. Manchester City awaited in a semi-final. It was time for a rematch for last year's most important game. And just like last year, Roma lost both legs and got knocked out. At least Barcelona won over City in the final. There was also a Euro 2040, but Podolski did not help in his potentially final tournament, because he got injured at the end of the season. And it seems we're approaching the end of Lukas's career. He had pretty much no injuries throughout the season, but only played 5 league games. Enough to score 3 goals though. Third is also the position Roma got in Serie A, and in the Champions League they got knocked out by Bayern in the round of 16. The club also qualified for the Club World Cup, and got knocked out by Inter in the second round on penalties. After the tournament, Lukas got transfer listed, and moved to Girona in the summer of 2041. Podolski's first season in Spain resulted in a 6th place with Girona. Lukas only played 10 times, but it was enough to score 3 goals and grab 2 assists. But this will also be his final season. He will not even fulfill the promise of playing for Górnik, as he retired later this month. I even tried to sign him back to Poland just like he did in real life, and it wasn't possible. Lukas wasn't called up for a World Cup as well, which Poland ended in the 2nd round against Argentina. This career was full of what-ifs. What if Lukas left Köln way earlier? What if he chose Germany again? What if he scored a penalty against Brazil in the World Cup? There are so many questions to ask. And I think I found the reason why Lukas was so reluctant to leave Köln in his early days. Lukas has had a preference to play for Górnik Zabrze throughout his entire career, which may have stopped him from moving sides when there was a chance, for example, when Köln got relegated. Overall, it was a successful career anyway. Lukas played nearly 700 games and scored 329 goals in all competitions. He is now Poland's 2nd top scorer of all time, just behind Robert Lewandowski. Only the trophy cabinet isn't as big as we and Lukas would like. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, you can hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be very grateful for that. There's also a player who already was retired from football, so I restarted his career. His name is Wojciech Szczęsny, and he quite quickly followed what I've done, but in real life. What if he started over as a 16-year-old though? Here's the video about his career restart, and it's available on your screen right now.